Now let's move on to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is much more of a social network for business. Unlike with Twitter and Facebook, which are quite graphically appealing, LinkedIn is fairly sparse, but it's supposed to be just a purely business network, social network. So it's very clean and very simple. However, there are over 100 million professional users, and that was back in September 2011. So rather like with Facebook and Twitter, again, you need to set up a LinkedIn account and set it up in your own business name, your own company name. And again, you can search for competitors, look what they're doing on LinkedIn and see how they're marketing it, see if their marketing tactics are different on LinkedIn to what they are on Facebook or Twitter. Bear in mind that LinkedIn is supposed to be considered more of a professional social network, unlike Twitter and Facebook, which are sort of like a mixture of both. You can also look up your customers. You may find customers or potential customers, and you can connect with them. You can actually get to connect with them and find out what it is that they want or what they're searching for in relation to your product or services. Get your customers to recommend you. You may have provided a really useful service or some great informational tips, or if you're sort of like an offline person, like a plumber, for example, and you've done a really good service and the customer's really happy, then you can actually get them to go onto their LinkedIn account and recommend your service. It's a great way of getting more business to you, either online or offline. Find groups that are related to your business. There'll be groups of people who are in the same niche, same market as what you're doing, and so therefore you can actually do searches to actually find these groups, and then you can start discussing things. Now these could also be customers, and so therefore it's a really good idea to try and get involved in the conversations and really get to establish yourself by giving helpful answers to their questions. So again, don't try promoting your products or try pushing your offer on LinkedIn, but give them some really good advice. And again, you can have links, of course, going to your site from there. And so therefore, with the information you're giving them, they think, oh yes, this guy really knows what he's on about. Let's go and check out his or her site and take it from there. And if you can't find a group offering the product or service that you have, then why not go ahead and create your own? It's quite straightforward to create a group within LinkedIn and put a group together and get people to start joining it. Moving on then to company comments and conversations. People will be talking about your company, and this could be good or it could be bad. Unfortunately, you do get negative as well as positive, of course, on any of these things, and so it's a really good idea to monitor your discussions. So how can we do that? Well, firstly, you can use Google Alerts. Google Alerts is a free service from Google, and what it does is it sends emails to your Gmail account or Google account. Well, I think you can actually specify other email accounts as well, and so therefore you will then put in specific search keywords. So again, you can be if we're going down the vacuum cleaner market again, so you can actually just put in vacuum cleaners or quality vacuum cleaners or vacuum cleaner problems, anything like that, your company name. And so therefore you can actually track what people are saying about you. You can also track, of course, your competitors. So if you are the owner of one brand of vacuum cleaner manufacturer, you can look at what they're doing and look at what people are saying about them, and more importantly, looking at how they're responding to the discussions about them. Of course, it's a good idea to put in your own company name as well. As I mentioned earlier, there are people who are talking about you, whether you're actually there or not, whether you've got a presence there or not. There are going to be people talking about your company, about your products. And so therefore it's a good idea to do a search in your company name, and so therefore what will happen is that anything is mentioned about you, your company name, Google Alerts will immediately pick it up and send you an email about it, and you can click on the link and it will then take you straight to the page or the post where the discussion is happening. And any other relevant data you feel that might be important relating to your product or your niche or your service. So therefore if people are asking like, where can I get parts for this particular product, or where can I find a good company that can service my product, or whatever it might be, you can then get that set up as a search on Google Alerts, and again Google Alerts will email that to you, and then you could come back and say, oh well, yes, we do this service, we offer this product or this support, or whatever it might be. You could also use Google Analytics on your website. Google Analytics provides very detailed information on website traffic. With the website traffic, you can again put in certain keywords, certain phrases. You can actually then monitor any kind of social media campaign. You can monitor your social media campaign effectiveness by finding out where the traffic's come from. And that's basically what Google Analytics does. It not only tells you how much traffic's coming to your company site, but it can also tell you where that traffic's coming from. And so therefore you can actually monitor how much traffic is actually coming from your Facebook pages or your Twitter pages or so on. You can also look at what other sites are sending, which sites are sending you traffic. So not necessarily just the social media, but of course any other websites from other companies or other blogs which people have put up. And again, you can find out where the traffic's coming from as far as other sites are concerned. So let's now take a look at multimedia. So of course the biggest multimedia channel out there is YouTube, and it's actually considered by some to be the second most popular search engine. So after Google, a lot of people now look at YouTube for their answers. I know personally myself, if I'm looking for something, one of the places I will consider, especially if I want some guidance, helps or tips about how to do something, one of the places I'll often go to first is YouTube. I'll rather go to that than go to Google, because it's much nicer to watch a video. You can learn quite a lot more from actually seeing pictures and then just reading a whole lot of text. And so YouTube does provide a very good service that way, and that's why it's now become the second most popular search engine. So very, very important to try and get some videos put up onto YouTube relating to your company, your product, service. So on YouTube you need to create some simple marketing videos. And very, very important again is to make them informative, not salesy. Most people who go to YouTube aren't going to YouTube because they want to buy something. They go to YouTube because they want to discover whether a product's good or not, what features it has, whether it's the sort of thing they're looking for, that type of thing. They don't want to be sold on YouTube, and often I've heard that YouTube videos have been taken down because they're sort of promoting it, direct advertising. That doesn't go down well with YouTube. Once you've created your videos and post them up to YouTube, then what you need to then do is to embed those videos into your company blog. When you create a YouTube video, you post them onto YouTube. There's also a description underneath, and so again you can put your company blog site URL, http yourcompany.com, into the description and add a bit of useful information into the description about the video, about your company and so on. So the video will be on YouTube, but you then also embed that same video onto your blog, and so people can go to your blog, see the same video, and you'll probably have an article written in relation to that video to sort of, if you like, bolster it up and give them more information. And of course that's where they can then go and buy your product or service. Another thing you could do is to actually set up an internet radio talk show. Well, this is basically an online radio service, and one of the popular ones is Blog Talk Radio, blogtalkradio.com. You can actually set up a sort of like a radio show there where you're talking all about your products and your services, and you can actually promote them and again provide people with useful information. People can ask questions on there and you can answer the questions directly. Again, it helps to establish a great presence. Again, of course, you can also talk about your links to your social media pages and also to your blog. So a very powerful way of generating traffic. It also gives a much more of a humanised kind of feel, so they can actually hear the voice. They can actually hear the voice. You can often have a photograph of yourself put up there on the radio sort of page, if you like. So whilst your show's happening, they can see a picture of you as you're talking, and so it gives a more human touch to the whole thing. So just instead of being sort of like this company behind all these web pages, people actually get to see you, the person. Let's now talk about company branding. One of the very important things you need to do is to keep the look and feel of your blogs, your social media, everything the same across all platforms. So if you're using a certain colour scheme, your text has a certain colour, a certain font, the name, of course, all these need to be the same across all platforms. It's also important to use the same username. If you're writing as a particular person, like either yourself as the company manager or company director, you need to keep the same username or profile, the about you, any company description, etc. All that needs to be the same across the whole lot, across all the platforms. Another very important thing is to use company branded email addresses, such as example here I've got support@yourcompany.com. It looks more professional to do that than have your support at gmail.com or Hotmail or whatever. Which would you be more likely to trust? The email that has the company name on it, or the email that's got a Hotmail or Yahoo or whatever on it? It looks much more professional, doesn't it, have your own company name? And so therefore in your hosting that you're using for your website, that's where you can actually create your own unique email addresses. You can always have them redirected to like a Gmail account or Yahoo account if you want, but as far as the reader's concerned, they're going to see your company name as part of the email, and so therefore that looks far more professional. Your blog, of course, should also be branded, so not only should the social media platforms be branded the same way, but your blog should look the same. So again, same colour scheme, same look and feel, same description and so on. So the whole thing is a nice consolidation. I mean, if you think about franchises like I don't know, McDonald's or whatever. Every place you go to, the McDonald's looks exactly the same. It's got the same golden arches and so on. And so it's in a similar kind of way. You need to do that with your blog and with any kind of company material you're using. Keep the branding the same. Let's now look at leveraging social media. One of the very powerful things you can do is you can connect your Twitter account to Facebook. So you can get various plugins, various little apps you can put on your Facebook account and onto your blog, or in this case onto your Twitter account. So instead of you having to post the same thing onto your Facebook account and then do the same thing on your Twitter account, you can actually post in one account and the post will also appear automatically in the other account. Same goes for LinkedIn. You can actually post stuff on LinkedIn, and again that can go to your blog or vice versa. People get to see your latest information on whatever platform they happen to be, whether they happen to be on your blog, whether they happen to be on LinkedIn, Twitter or Facebook. You can also add other social media tools to your blog. So when people come along and they view your blog, they read an article, and you want them to like what you've done. If they feel what you've read from your blog is really useful, really informative, they want to tell their friends about it, then they can click, for example, the like button. So that's a little tool that can be added to your blog. If you're using WordPress, there's a plugin called Shareaholic, and this allows you to add all sorts of social media features to your blog. So regardless of whatever social media platform they happen to be using, they can actually click on one of these icons and therefore share your information on their particular accounts. And that helps to spread the word. It helps to virally, if you like, spread the word across all your social media platforms. So even if you're not even if you don't actually happen to have one of these accounts, nonetheless your information from your article will get sent to these various platforms. And so therefore when they click the like button, regardless of the platform they're using, your blog post will get added to your social media platforms automatically. So to recap what we've covered here then, we've talked about setting your social media goals. We've looked at the popular platforms, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Of course, there are hundreds of other ones out there, but that's beyond the scope of this video. We've also looked at handling company comments and conversations, using multimedia, and in particular YouTube in business, company branding, also how to leverage social media across the various platforms, including blogs. If you like this video, you like more training information, please feel free to visit http://philsolano.com. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll speak to you soon.